Islam is anything but monotheistic if you really study its sources. But if you let them just give you their spiel and quote a verse here and quote a verse there and catch you off guard, yeah, it sounds like it's more monotheistic than Christianity. It's actually very polytheistic.
In what way?
Well, if you deal with the Sunni Muslims, let's go with that. Not Quran-only Muslims. They believe the Quran is the uncreated speech of Allah. So here's another problem that Christians have. They will debate the Bible versus the Quran. Wrong debate. Wrong debate. Because the Islamic understanding of the Quran is our view of Jesus. And this is something admitted by Muslim scholars. What do I mean? In Christianity, Christ is the uncreated eternal word of the Father who became flesh. Well, that's what they believe about the Quran. The Quran is the uncreated word of God that became a book. So your view of Jesus is their view of the Quran. It's not your view of the Bible. None of us think the Bible is the uncreated word of God. Impossible. Because God used human authors and used their personalities. So if you're going to say it's the uncreated word of God, then you're going to say those human authors also are uncreated. It doesn't work. But Jesus is the uncreated word of God. John 1:1, in the beginning was the Word. The Word was with God. The Word was God. And then 14, the Word became flesh. So they took that idea of Jesus and applied it to the Quran. Something admitted by Muslim scholars. Now, if the Quran is the uncreated word of Allah, very easy dilemma. Is the Quran Allah? Is it the same as Allah? Now, in Islamic theology, they'll say, it is not Allah and it's not other than Allah. And they'll say, Billah kaif. It's not Allah, it's not other than Allah. What does that mean? Meaning, no, it's not identical to Allah, but it's not separable from Allah. So it's not identical to Him. Because Allah is not the Quran. Allah has a set of attributes. But here's the problem. So if you say the Quran is not Allah and it's uncreated, how many uncreated entities do you have? 2. But I thought there's only one uncreated entity. Now they have to sound like Christians saying, though they're distinct, they're inseparable, so they're one. Oh, welcome to the wonderful world of the Trinity. That's the first step. Now I can go further in their tradition. The Quran actually speaks. There are sound narrations where it says on a day of judgment, the Quran will appear as a man interceding for you. Now, I'm kind of confused on that. If this is a speech of Allah, who is it speaking to? Well, it's speaking to Allah. So Allah is speaking to Himself? No. The Quran is speaking to Allah, so it's not Allah. Oh, so the Quran has its own consciousness. It can interact with Allah, so they're not the same person. They're different conscious entities, but they're inseparable. Wow, you're sounding more like a Trinitarian the more we speak.